Hello everyone, welcome back to Home and Gardening with Monique, and happy Friday. I hope you guys' week has been going well for you so far. So for today's video, I will be making a chicken soup, and I will be pressure canning my chicken soup as well. So you guys stay tuned. I will be using some fresh cut carrots, and as you can see here, I'm peeling my carrots and I'm going to cut those up into circular discs. And I will be using approximately about 2 to 3 cups of cut carrots. I also will be cutting up a whole stalk of celery, which is I did initially rinse my celery off first, but I will also, after cutting it up, I will still proceed to give this a second wash along with my carrots as well. I have 3 pounds of chicken legs that I've washed and seasoned, and I have them in my pot. So I'm going to put in about 3 to 4 quarts of water. This is some green onions from my garden that I recently cut up and froze. So I'm going to be using about 2 cups of that inside of my chicken, and this will also help to flavor my chicken broth. So I'm going to let my chicken boil and cook for approximately 2 hours until it's falling off the bone. So it's been 2 hours and my chicken is finally done. So I'm going to take my chicken and place it in a bowl, and I will proceed to tear the chicken and skins away from the bone and keep only the chicken. Afterwards, I will put all the shredded chicken meat back into the broth, and I will start my packing process. So this process would be a hot packing process, which means you will need hot sterilized jars already in some hot water, or you can keep your jars warm in your oven until you're ready to do your hot packing procedure. And also at this time you will need your canner with your 3 quarts of water sitting on the stove, and it needs to be on simmer. So as you can see here, I am putting in maybe 2 handfuls of the celery and carrots. You can put as much in as you want, but you don't want to overstuff this because you want to leave enough room for your chicken, and also you want to leave enough room to fill your jars the rest of the way with your chicken broth. I will be using quart-size jars for my packing procedure, and so I am placing in just a generous amount of chicken. I don't want it to have a lot of chicken because I do want it to, you know, be like a soup and have plenty of broth. As you can see, I filled my jars, and I took a spoon just to mix around everything. You know, that's my way of debubbling. And also I left a ½ inch space right below the rim. That's where you want it to be. So now it's time to get my lids, my rims clean, and get my clean lids and bands on the jars. And my processing time for quart-sized jars will be 90 minutes. Once you have placed your jars inside of your pressure canner, you will place your lid on and lock it in place. Then you will wait until your canner starts to vent out steam. You have to make sure that it is a steady flow of steam. Once you see that it is a steady flow of steam, then you will time for 10 minutes. You have to allow air to remove itself from your pressure canner. This step is very important. After your 10 minutes of venting is up, then you will place on your weight or regulator, which is specific to the pound of pressure that you have to can at according to your elevation. According to my elevation in my area, I have to can at 10 pounds of pressure. And this is a new regulator that I've bought. It comes with 2 rings. It goes up to 15 pounds, but I only have 1 ring. I took the other one off so that it could possibly regulate at 10, but I do see that it starts to jiggle at 13 pounds of pressure, which is okay. In some cases you can go maybe no more than 2 to 3 psi over your original pounds of pressure. As long as you stay there, you should be fine, but you wouldn't want to go over 5 pounds of pressure according to what you are supposed to use. So after your pounds of pressure has been reached, then you will time your timer for the amount of time it takes for your product to can. I timed mine for 90 minutes. Always stay near your canner while processing. Never walk away from your canner. So once your processing time is up, you want to allow for your canner to cool off for about 45 minutes. And also, if you have a dial gauge, make sure that your dial gauge is on 0, and you should be able to remove your regulator without any steam hissing up. And also be careful when removing your lid. Remove it away from your face so that you won't get burned by any steam. And as you can see, some of my liquid has siphoned out, and sometimes that is a normal thing that jars with liquid would do, but that doesn't mean that your product had processed wrong or anything. So at this point, I'm going to let my jars sit overnight so that they could properly seal, and I will check on them in 12 hours. Okay, so this is the next morning, and it's been over 12 hours. So I come down to the kitchen to check my seals, and all of the jars, I had 5 jars. All of them had a great seal on them. 2 of them, when I attempted to take the bands off, 2 of my jars, as I was twisting the bands off, it also unsealed 2 of my jars. So those 2 jars I placed in my refrigerator, and I will go ahead and just use those 2 jars for today. But normally with this, you can eat this chicken soup the way it is, or you can boil some egg noodles and, you know, pour it over some egg noodles and eat it that way as well, which would be the method that I will do. So I'm kind of disappointed that the other 2 jars, like the band, got stuck around it. I did put them on fingertip tight, so I did do that, but you know, sometimes that can happen, especially if you're using maybe in, you know, different types of or different brand of lid and bands. So if you all are not familiar yet, Walmart has their own canning jars, and these are the canning jars that I'm trying. They are cheaper than Ball. Now the jar itself is great, but the bands and lids, I would say that they are okay, but the only issue so far that I've gotten from using the mainstays, lids and bands, is that sometimes the lid gets too attached to the band, and when you're trying to remove the band, you know, it unseals your jar. So I think I'm just going to just spend the extra money and just buy the Ball lid and bands for, you know, from now on. But these are sealed, and I did like the little test where you hold it up by the lid and I count to 10, and after I count to 10, nothing didn't you know, unseal in this time while I'm holding it, which means it's sealed. Also, when I checked this morning, you know, the little pop-up indenture was sealed down, and it was sealed on its own, which is a good indicator that everything is sealed. So I'm going to get these labeled and dated, and also during the siphoning, or even if siphoning didn't happen inside of your canning pot, you still want to get your jars cleaned up, wash them all over with soap and warm water. So you guys, that will conclude this video. I wasn't trying to make this video too long, and I hope you guys return back for another video. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all new subscribers and existing subscribers for returning back and watching what I have going on over here in my corner. Well, I will see you guys on the next video. Have a very blessed and great weekend, and God bless.